audience to not speak unless they're called on by the council or staff. I'll remind those not talk among themselves because that might disrupt somebody else from here. Okay, we will begin as we usually do with a silent invocation. So if y'all will join with me. Thank you. The pledge is going to be led by Haven Gibbs. I pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Review and adoption of the agenda. I would ask that right after public comment, we're going to put a proclamation in there. If someone could make that motion.
I'll make that motion to approve the agenda with the proclamation.
All right. Any other changes? All right. All in favor? Thank you. Okay. 4, approval of minutes, February 4th, 2026, special meeting minutes. We'll cover that and make a motion whenever you're ready.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes, February 4th, 2026, special meeting minutes.
All in favor? Thank you. Public comments?
There was also a closed session. I forgot to put it on the
Oh.
agenda, but there's closed session minutes at your desk.
So we need to vote on that?
Yes.
Okay. Let's look over your closed session minutes and make a motion when you're ready.
I'll make a motion to approve the closed session minutes.
All in favor? Thank you.
And if you'll pass those out, please.
Okay. I think we're missing one.
Ben.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay. Public comments?
So that,
I'll know who I am by now. Hey, I just want to thank y'all for working with us for our nightmare on Elm Street over there. Logan and Gary have been awesome trying to help us out. I have one request, is the old radiators. Did you bring them photos? The old boiler room radiators that are still hanging on the wall, they're leaking. And it's acidic oil that's in there, and it's actually eating the block out from behind the radiators, especially in the farm and factory room. While we got it this far apart, we need to get those things out of here. Johnny and I took 2 out of the band room a couple of years back, but I'm too old to be manhandling them things now. But they need to just be took off and the lines capped above the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just gonna be an ongoing problem from now till forever if they don't get rid of them. And it's basically unscrewing the pipe, put a cap in it, and get those off the wall and get them in the dumpster. But it's something that I think needs to be addressed while we got it this far apart. And you can see by the pictures, it gets pretty bad. But other than that, thank you guys.
Thank you. That's it. Okay. Hearing no more public comment. We have something special tonight. Audie Honeycutt, we got you here on pretense. You thought you were coming to see Ben get an award. He's not getting an award. You are. Okay. I have a proclamation for you. If someone would like to help her up, I can't get around there right now. You're walking better than I am.
I guess I'll forget.
All right, just to make sure, you are Bobby Jean Lindsay Honeycutt, correct?
That's right.
Okay, good. Whereas Bobby Jean Lindsay Honeycutt was born to Banshee and Ernest Lindsay on February 15th, 1923, 32. I'm dyslexic, okay. Whereas Mrs. Honeycutt moved to Hildebran in 1934 at the age of 2 and has been a town resident of Hildebran for 92 years. And whereas she graduated from Hildebran High School in 1951, and whereas she married Bernard Honeycutt and was married for 47 years and raised 3 children, Bernie Honeycutt, Ben Honeycutt, and Bridget Magley. And whereas Mrs. Honeycutt worked for 37 years for Dr.
Lester.
Lester Coleman, the town of Hildebran's first doctor. Whereas Mrs. Honeycutt has been a lifelong member of Mount Heber Lutheran Church, and now therefore be hereby proclaimed by the power vested in me as mayor of the town of Hildebran, North Carolina, that February 15, 2026 be declared Bobby Jean Lindsay Honeycutt Day in the town of Hildebran, and call on all our citizens to join in the celebration of her 94th birthday and special contributions as a member of this community. In witness hereof, I do hereby set my hand and cause the great seal of the town of Hildebran, state of North Carolina, to be affixed this 23rd day of February in the year of our Lord, 2026.
We don't, you'll stand up and we'll have her face out and get the picture of you two together.
Let's see. Oh, okay, yes, let me, did I, oh, like this, is this okay?
Okay, one more.
Okay, bye. Thank you, Bobby. Okay, now, 6, old business, 6A, consider approval of budget amendment for town events through June 30th, 2026.
Okay.
So, Love, did you have anything on that? No.
Yeah, so,
Haven does.
well, I can go, I can go.
Okay.
So yeah, if you will go to attachment 6A, so just as some background, just to refresh what we did last month, the events committee has got with staff and they're requesting funding for the following events to encourage town involvement and give back to the town of Hildebran residents. Funding is being requested for the following events leading up to the new budget year. So that will be in this current fiscal year that we're in. The auditorium ribbon cutting, so that's for $300. Royal Park Tales, which is the story time we're doing over the spring and summer months. We're looking at about $200 per month for it. So $1,000 for the budget. And then America's 250 and our time capsule opening, we are requesting a total of $2,000. That will include a commemorative item for event attendees and the cost to remove the time capsule from the ground itself. Some costs will be accrued during the following budget year for this event. That we were expecting once it was a July 4th event. However, now that we're moving it up, that should not be the case. Miscellaneous expected cost of $600. That is just for smaller pop-up events or any needed materials that we may run into for smaller events that we have throughout the year. So in total, we are requesting a budget amendment of $3,900 for all events for the rest of the year. And we need a motion to vote by council to approve that.
Make a motion to approve the $2,900 budget adjustment.
for the events committee.
All in favor? Thank you. 7, new business. 7A, consider approval of audit contract extension for year ending in June 30th, 2025.
So you need a motion?
Yes.
I'll make that motion to extend the audit contract for year ending June 30th, 2025.
All in favor? Thank you. 7B, consider approval of resolution authorizing the disposition of certain personal property. Those are listed in your packet.
I did have one correction on that. We listed the chairs twice, the 50, it's got on there 50 upholstered office chairs, and then at the very bottom it's 50 the Acton stacker chairs, so just take out the first 50. It's just a duplicate.
Make a motion to approve the resolution authorizing disposition of certain personal property.
All in favor? Thank you. 7C, consider approval of quote to replace door locks at the auditorium and gym. And those are in your package, prices.
Yeah, so, yeah, and I'll go over this just a little bit with council. So this is for two new locks, one at the gymnasium and one at the auditorium. We have been working with a gentleman to replace the existing lock. He has already placed that order, so we're trying to figure out with him if we have to move forward with that order or not, because the estimate you're looking at here is for the new type of locks that council has requested at the auditorium. This would be a digital code system, so that the folks who enter the auditorium, they actually get a digital code, not a physical key. That code would only be active during the hours or the times that we've allotted them for their rental. So if we are looking to move forward with that, again, you don't have to move forward with this at the gymnasium. If you're looking to move forward with this, we may already have some incurred costs for the older model at the gym. So if you want to keep the older model at the gym, which is, that system's been working for us, it wouldn't quite be as advanced as this. But you would essentially cut this quote in half for that. So you'd be looking at, just for the auditorium, roughly $5,300. You do, because of the way this system works, it is digital and it does need internet access and Wi-Fi access. The advantages to this system, you get around 2,000 codes. If you do need to set up a code where it's like non-consecutive days, the same code will work. You can get a cheaper system, but every time you have a break in the days that they're using it, you have to set up a new code. And the problem with that becomes you get a limited amount of codes. If you've got one user taking up roughly 20, 30 codes, depending on how many breaks they have or how long they're renting it, also their codes will change. Another thing is, let's say they go in on the weekend, for some reason a code's not working, you got a system malfunction, you would actually have to have an employee come out and physically either let them in or give them a physical key to use until you can get it up and running. With this system here, whether it's me, whether it's Alice, Gary, whoever, Haven, if we get a message or an alert or a phone call from a renter and we have to let them in remotely, we can actually set up a one-time code for that day remotely that works for them to get in, or just remind them of whatever their code is. So this is the only system that we can find that council asked us to get for a coded system that works for only the specific hours that the renter has it, and allows us to put in multiple non-consecutive days with the same code.
And there's currently no problem with the one at the gym.
Well, the one at the gym is broke, but we have a replacement for it. We had asked the gentleman on an emergency basis to place an order, which he did. They do not want to provide the software installation or training that we need to get the new one up and running. So we're trying to figure out, will they do that? Because they already ordered the system. They've already ordered the actual physical door lock, but we're trying to work it out to where they'll actually help staff upload it and get the software part of it.
And we currently have internet access.
So the one at the gym does not require internet access. What it has is when you go over there, it has a signal that it sends out. You actually have to, what you would have to do is go into the computer, upload whatever changes or code you want to make to input into it. And then you have to walk over there and plug that into that log and then upload it.
Okay.
So that would be the difference is if you can get by with that system at the gym, which we have for a while, and the way it looks is we're gonna have to move forward with that cost anyway for the ordering piece of it. I don't know that I would move forward with that in this quote. Just approve essentially half this quote. You can approve the whole quote if you want to, and we just don't put that system in at the gym. So you're looking about half of what this is, which again would be roughly $5,300 for just the auditorium.
I'll make a motion to go through just the auditorium.
Okay, all in favor? All right, thank you. 7D, approval of quote for new soundboard in the auditorium.
So you actually have two quotes. The equipment that we had in there currently was stored because of the renovations. It was stored in the basement of the auditorium. Then the basement flooded. All of our equipment was submerged in water and damaged, ruined. So what I asked Tony Bogo with State Rage to do was two things. One, give us a quote for the insurance company based on everything. If we wanted to replace it as is, what would be the current replacement cost and what all would we need? That is the first quote or estimate you're seeing, estimate number 95. The current replacement cost that the insurance company will pay for is $15,605.27. The second quote is if you wanted to upgrade the existing system, if for some reason you're not happy with what's currently over there and how it runs, if you wanted to update it with newer equipment, that cost would be $23,693. So you would have to fund the extra $8,000 out of pocket. The insurance company wouldn't cover that to upgrade it. The biggest difference is going to be in the first line item. On the two quotes, you're jumping from $9,400 to $14,600. And then the console stage box, you're jumping from roughly $700 to $2,800. So those two quotes by themselves roughly are the entire difference in the cost. If you want to upgrade, now I cannot tell you all of the specifics on exactly what the upgrades will do and not do, but if you're looking to upgrade the system, these are the two options he's recommended, either an exact replacement or an upgraded replacement.
Well, and even with the replacement, it would be new equipment.
Yes, even if you just did estimate 95, the 15.6 is going to be
Yeah,
new.
so it will be much upgraded anyway.
Yeah.
I would make a motion to take the lesser quote. $15,605.27.
All in favor? Thank you. 7E, discussion regarding pavilion at Royal Park.
Okay, so during the park project for Royal Park, early on, we had looked at doing a pavilion at the park. It was included as a alternate in our bid process when we went through it. However, given the total cost that we got, we elected not to move forward with the auditorium at that time. So now the expectation was, I'm sorry, the pavilion, not the auditorium. The pavilion, thank you. I got the auditorium on my mind. So with the pavilion, we elected at the time not to move forward with the pavilion. However, the expectation was we revisit it prior to this spring to look to see if we wanted to build that for this coming summer. So essentially what we have is there's a wide array of how you do it. You can do a steel one, you can do a wooden one, you can do a wooden with a steel. wood and steel frame, which is gonna be your most expensive option, or you can do something similar to what Granite Falls has done, and it's an iron and wood option. It's essentially a pole barn. So if you wanted to go that route, what basically staff needs to know is what is council's expectation? Are you looking to a wooden option, the iron/pole barn option, a steel option, or a wooden/steel option? And depending on which option you go with, they get more expensive. Essentially, your most affordable option is going to be the pole barn iron option. There's a couple people who do that we could look at your quotes from. If you want to go that route, if you want to go the wooden route or the steel route, it's going to be more expensive, probably double. And then if you want to do the steel and the wooden option, you're probably looking at 3 to 4 times the cost.
What do we have up at the other park right now?
The other park is a wooden. It's completely wooden. You're probably, again, I don't want to give you an exact number, but you're probably looking somewhere in the 80 to 110,000 range to do a wooden one.
And what size is that?
A 50 by 30. Or it's a 52 by 32, but essentially 50 by 30.
So we'd be looking about the same size right here?
That is what was drawn up in your plans
Okay.
when we initially bid it, yes.
Okay. I would like,
Is it gonna be extended 3 foot around it?
It's going to be slightly extended around it, and I believe that's due to rain
That way
runoff.
the rain don't come down like a mud hole.
Yes.
And then they talked about putting a sidewalk with a splash pad.
So what was originally put in your drawings that was bid out is 2 things. So a sidewalk to the pavilion itself, and then when we put the fence around the splash pad, is having a walkway, a concrete sidewalk put from the pavilion to the splash pad, and then opening that piece of the splash pad fence up at the back. And the way they installed it is we could just uninstall that current closed off piece at the rear end of it.
Then big sidewalk around the concession stand, right?
So then 2 other things that we've had requests for by certain folks is, one, at the backside of the concession stand, there is not currently a walkway. The sidewalk goes all the way around it except the back end. That seems to be the most popular current pathway that folks are using, even though it's just a grass pathway.
So they don't want
They don't seem to want to walk around. So if you want, while you got them out here pouring the concrete for the 2 sidewalks that connect into the pavilion and the pavilion itself, if you want to consider having them quote finishing the sidewalk on the rear portion of the concession stand. And then we were also asked about a dancing pad in front of the stage. So if you want to consider those 2, or at least get quotes for them, we can bring that back to you. Again, I don't know the size. We'd have to get the contractor out there and see kind of what would make sense. But if you wanted to pour a pad for the folks who want to dance on concrete, not grass, then we could look to get that ordered too.
And Logan, at one point, we were looking at a possible grant. Is that a no-go?
So no, it's not. It's a no-go, at least for now, because what we had asked about possibly is some funds from the state budget being allocated, some state capital infrastructure fund dollars, or the Regional Economic Development Reserve Fund. The state has not passed the budget, so those funds have not been allocated, and they don't think a full budget will be passed at least until April.
Okay.
And so you may not get those. That you may not, but the problem is if you wait until April to find out, you're probably 2 months out.
I don't guess it would be retroactive if we don't.
If you go ahead and build it now, they won't reimburse you.
Okay. Could we get a couple of quotes on different types?
You talking about wood
Yeah.
and the pole barn,
Yeah.
and you can get multiple quotes. It may take more time to do it that way, but the problem is once you get over the 30,000 amount, which just about any of these are, we have to bid it.
Okay.
So then what you have to do is put together a bid package of what you're asking for.
Mhm.
And if you want bids for the different types, that may take more time just for staff to get that put together.
Okay.
Just as a heads up.
You're saying the pole barn is under where you don't have to bid it out?
So informally, because it's under 30,000, you don't even have to get prices. The second you go over 30, you have to have some type of process that you follow. I mean, that can just be as simple as, hey, we called them up, we said, we want a 30 by 50, we want it wooden, we'll give you the specs for it, and then you try to seek quotes for it. So it's a little bit more formal, but you're nowhere near the 500,000 mark for formal bids. So it would be it's going to be quicker if we just figure out, do we want to go wooden, do we want to go wood and steel, do we want to go steel, or do we want to go iron and wood with a pole barn option?
I do the pole barn option because I've had my garage out there for 20, I've got it 20 years, and you can see no decay in the wood whatsoever. And it's built as a pole barn.
Gary, you got something?
The only other thing that I'll add to that is we discussed also possibly larger, either 50 by 50 or a 60 by 60. I don't think, just my personal opinion, I don't think you'll be satisfied with a 30 by 50. It's too small.
How many,
Considering the amount of land you have out there.
and how many picnic tables do we have up there?
You have 9.
9. So yeah, that's pretty low.
You could get 10, but that's it.
Yeah.
You ain't getting more than 10.
It's really kind of an illusion when you take those measurements and put them down here. And there's some benefit to it because you will cut down on your sidewalk length, but and it may kind of balance out. I don't know when you're closer to the splash pad and closer to the walkway. So, but that, and you might want to come out here sometime, and I can go with you out there and show you whenever if you want to do that, if you have time to do that, before you make a decision. And we looked at maybe just turning it a little bit.
If that's something.
Yeah, to be more parallel to symmetrical to the stage. That's all I got.
So the 30 by 50 is roughly, it's 1,500 square feet. And if you can get 10 picnic tables under the 150 or the 1,500, you're looking at roughly 150 square feet per picnic table. So depending on how many seats you're wanting to do, or how many picnic tables you're wanting to fit under it, just keep in mind you need about 150 square feet per table. So however you size it, do you do 30 by 50 or 35 by 60 or whatever you want to do, you need about 150 square feet per picnic table, just based on what it's looking like.
I think we probably need something a little larger out here with the crowds we have.
I've got it flagged off right now at 60 to 60. And that's really just coming off the radius of the splash pad.
So what are you doing? 50 by 50 or 50 by 60 or what?
It depends on how much you want to spend.
Yeah, it really does. That's what comes in. Of course, you're going to have the
You're going to be between, for a 30 by 50 pole barn, the most affordable option, which is the iron. It would be similar to what Granite Falls has. Just for the 30 by 50, you're going to be somewhere in a $25,000 to $40,000 range to get everything you need done. For the 30 by 50. If you start getting larger than that, I don't know, is it exponential or is it just some added costs here or there? I couldn't tell you, but I know you're going to be somewhere in that range, 25 to 40, just for the 30 by 50.
I wouldn't mind meeting out here one day and looking at the area, just seeing how it would look with a larger shelter.
I would suggest that.
And the only thing I would say is May is not that far away.
That's what I'm thinking, when you sit and make a decision, go with it.
So if you wanna, if you do, and I'm not saying meeting's a bad idea, you just may wanna do it sooner than later so that we can figure
You
out.
say this, over here at the park is the same size we're talking about, 30 by 50.
That's what's in your plans.
Okay.
Your plans call for the same size that you have at your existing park.
It's what?
It's either 30 by 50 or 32 by 52, depending on the edge of the.
I know my garage is 30 by 40, and I got 10 foot of it sectioned off in the back.
You get 10 ADA picnic tables under a 30 by 50. And I don't know how many people you can fit exactly per picnic table, but somewhere between 4 and 8 people per table. Just depends, 4 to 6 people.
I think maybe 50 by 50 or 60 by 60.
I will tell you this, if you're looking to do the wooden ones, you're talking probably $200,000, 180-ish.
Well, we don't have to do that.
But if you're looking to do the pole barn, it would be significant. It's probably half or a third of that, the iron truss.
You may have answered this for me. Not know the answers. It's cheaper to do two small ones.
It'll be done quicker.
So and then that's another point as a
50 by 30 and 50 by 30.
we could look at maybe doing 2 right beside each other. It may be cheaper to do 2, 25 by 50s instead of 150 by 50. I don't know. We could ask. That's something we can look into. However, I do know in this, we kind of talked about putting this off for another budget year, is doing a second small one at the ball fields near the concession stand, more like a 20 by 20 or 20 by 24 or something like that. Just a smaller, probably only need 2 or 3 picnic tables under it. But doing a smaller one down there, our assumption is you wanted to wait until the next fiscal year after this one to start looking at that. So winter, spring of 27. But basically what we need is just some type of guidance on what kind of materials are you looking for, because it's gonna get exponentially. Anything other than the iron truss, pole barn, tile, that's gonna get.
I said do the pole barn and go with it, so it's gonna be something quicker put up, and we're gonna try to get it up before we start the activity during the summer.
Yep.
They'll keep dragging it out, it'll be next summer before it's put up.
I think they need about 6 to 8 weeks from the time you tell them go to ordering materials, getting them prepped, bringing them out here, doing the work, putting it up. It's about a 6 to 8 week process for the pole barn iron truss option.
They may be able to,
And they can,
trim the gables out so that you're not seeing all the metal, the 2 ends. They may be able to come in and trim that out with metal so it wouldn't look like a pole barn. I don't know, that's options, but.
How big do we want to go? I would just as soon have one
is there a, let
rather
me
than
ask you,
2
is there a
separate ones with the
budgetary
runoff.
number that you're looking to stay within? That'd make it a lot. I know you're looking at size, but size/budget.
I know the picture does thing, I don't ever see one. The other one's out of the question. That's my opinion.
The what? I'm sorry.
Out of all the pictures they showed me, the pole barn's the only one reasonable, the rest of it was out of the question.
Okay, well, now we're just talking about size, I guess. Yeah, I think everybody agrees on that.
I would just like to say, just keep in mind that there's no coverage or anywhere for parents to sit when they bring their people out to the splash pad, or when we have summer events, there's absolutely nowhere to sit. So personally, I would recommend the bigger that you're comfortable with.
Yeah, I agree. I think
If you do the
60 by
pole barn
60.
50 by 50 or 60 by 60, I think it doesn't matter.
Do 60
You know,
by
do it from
60.
60 by 60 and get the price on.
Yeah.
60 by 60, get it put up.
Tables are a bit there even too, you know?
I will try to have you folks back next meeting for approval.
And I like
Probably
that.
not, but probably gonna be the following one.
Too.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. I do.
So you're gonna have seating for.
What you got, Bill?
We put out 10 picnic tables,
Uh-huh.
and that don't put a dent into the amount of people that fill them up. Them 10 picnic tables we put out, they fill up like that. And then there's people standing there with their food waiting to find a place to sit down. So 10 tables ain't much.
There's always gonna be a problem if you put out 30 tables and somebody gonna be standing up over food.
Right.
I've worked too many events and I'm just saying, you can put up all you want. But
So
it's-
So 60%.
You were asking about a 50 by 50, that's 2,500 square feet, and if you need 150 per picnic table, you're looking at about 16 picnic tables. If you go from 30 by 50 to 50 by 50, you get an extra 16, yeah, I'm sorry, you get an extra 6, but you're up to 16.
So we probably need 60 by 60 then.
Yeah.
A 6, and the one thing to remember is how the water's getting around.
Right.
And grading, that could up your cost, but then you're looking at 3,600, and if you need 150, now you're at 24 picnic tables.
That'd be a pretty good number.
Sounds better.
So you need a motion or?
If you wanted to get an even,
You still gonna.
if you're looking to get an even 20 picnic tables, you need about 3,000 square feet. I don't know exactly what the dimensions would be, but we can, a 50 by 60 would get you an even 20, theoretically. You want me, is there something we need to?
More to decorate.
Yeah, so, y'all love it, y'all love it.
You can decorate the outside, make it look less like a pole barn.
50 by 60.
I think we need to make a move like that. So.
It's more than I can approve, so I gotta bring it back to you.
Can we get a quote on both 50 by 50 and 60 by 60?
Just to sit for an extra 4 tables, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 24.
You want me to quote them both, 50 by 60 and a 60 by 60 if we can.
Well,
figure
I
out
want
what
to
we
give
can
you
do.
the, I want to give you the okay to get them started. Instead of having to wait for.
Since I don't know the price and my limit's $5,000, I know it's gonna be over that. Whatever it'll be, I'll have to come back to you.
And it's 6 weeks, so, we're looking at maybe,
You got 4 weeks till the next
Yeah.
meeting and then another 6-ish weeks to get it done, so you're still
before the May.
looking before May cruise in or
Okay.
May splash opening day.
How long we looking to get the quotes back?
I have learned that I can call, but I can't make them call me back. I can put out dates and I can ask.
Gary,
them
how
what-
long take you to get the quotes back?
He's 100% correct on that.
Gary will tell you, he'll call them too.
Yeah, we can't get nobody calls back.
I think if you get the quotes back, send out something, maybe we can meet for 15 or 20 minutes, but improve one.
We might do a special meeting if we can't. get
Yeah,
it
just
this
make
way.
it prove it, get it done.
Okay.
Yeah, it's done. Fine.
Okay. And on the pavilion. We can go on down to number 8, reports and committees. February facilities report. That's in your packet. If you have any questions, speak up. 8B, January tax report, tax collector. 8C, January deputy report. Deputy Buchanan is here. 8D, events committee report, that's in your packet. Then, committee reports, technical coordinating committee and transportation advisory committee.
We meet Wednesday at 1:00, TCC.
Western Pima Council Government Policy Board,
It was the same day as our council meeting and I was in the hospital.
Burke Development,
Burke Development is in the process of hiring a new director, CEO/president position for BDI. That process is ongoing, but as soon as I know something, I'll update you on that.
Medic,
Bennett met on January the 22nd, 11:30 at Overlock School in Valdez. The meeting was called to order by Chairperson Marla Thompson. A brief financial overview was conducted by Kerry, highlighting the profit and loss statements and balance sheet as well as a year-end review. Eddie gave a delinquent report and technical assistance report with no issues to report. A loan of $106,000 was approved by the board. Terry said that she would be working on updating the VEDIC guidelines on policies and procedures. VEDIC employees will be attending the Catawba Leadership Conference in Hickory on March the 6th. This is half-a-day leadership conference for leaders of the Catawba Valley designed to inform, inspire, and raise the leadership temperature of the community. This is also to let people in Hickory know about VEDIC. VEDIC also received a $175,000 grant. The next meeting will be this coming Thursday, February the 26th, at Overlock School.
Library Board of Trustees meeting is next month. And we go down to number 9, other business. Yes.
Does the board wish to see the color samples for the carpet in the detective's room? If not, we'll go with it.
Under other business, I'd like to ask the staff to open it up or do what we need to do to get bids on our lawn maintenance that we've been having at the park with the crews that we've got doing it, working 8 months out of the year, getting paid for a full year. They just work 8 months out of the year. You call and ask them to do anything, they say they can't do it because it's not in their contract. And our snow removal needs to all be combined to one limit down what the lawn maintenance does, because Gary's gonna be mowing across the street and some of this stuff. Look at lowering, limiting down what they do and open it up for bids. But I mean, we shouldn't be paying insurance for somebody to come out and scrape for the county. We shouldn't pay their insurance for them to come out and do it. For them to bid it, they should already have their insurance. If we pay their insurance, they don't scrape, we've lost money.
The last time we put that out for bids for the snow removal, I wasn't here. We've just re-upped the contract with Jensen's since I've been here. I will say this, in terms of the lawn care, just in the 4-county area, there are a total of 11 total either individuals or companies that have the combination of licenses that we need for the contract. So just bear in mind that it's a small pool of folks who actually meet the spraying requirements.
Well, there's supposed to be one that's interested in getting it. If he can get his license, they get their license where they can.
And well, that's the thing. If you've got the licenses and the equipment, I think that's the.
I mean, you know, I understood he was wanting it. I mean, I don't know the person that well, but I understood he's wanting it. And I feel sure we can get a better deal out of them, but they got equipment to do snow removal too, from what I understand.
All we need to do, if we open up for bids on this, is to get a detailed specification of what we want.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I agree with you.
However many mowings per summer, how many times, we need some kind of definitive thing where everybody's gonna give us price for the same thing.
I still feel like if you're paying them for a year's worth of work, they'll be coming out and checking stuff all year long, not just 8 months out of the year. It don't bother me the other 4 months.
But we can put that, that could probably be written into the contract, expect 12-month service, even if it's just pulling weeds, picking up trash or something. Sounds right, so.
Do you want us to bring like an example bid packet just of what the current scope of work is to you at the next meeting to look at, and then
Adjust it,
decide
where it
if you
needs to
need
be
to add
adjusted
or
from there,
change.
then open it up to bids.
The current
What, two
contract
of
is
them,
not.
Jensen and the one that does the mowing up here?
I would have to check the snow contract on when it expires this year.
Yeah.
So both the snow contract and the lawn care contract expire on June 30th of this year.
Bingo.
So we need to get some specifications or a bid document together and just go out for bids and then just do due diligence, but take care of fun.
Any other business? We have a closed session.
Make a motion, go into closed session.
All in favor? Thank you.
You should take the 5 minutes or so.
That guy gets.
It's not in my contract.
Yeah.
That's not in my contract. I'm not working for them as others.
Just take it into and use it.
It broke the whole.
Okay, I'll run it up
You remember what?
I can call him.
We've already.
I'll pull that train and I'll get waiting.
Thank you.
Stay with us till you get ready, right? They're just connected. We're not using those radiators, they're just connected.
Yeah.